A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed Aftersought. So now, today's pick. Yeah, doing it again. There are in fact plenty of different Phantom Quartz blasters and camo blasters, or even original blasters in general, that all come from the Rivals lineup. And they do seem to be the same in many different possible ways, but this one, I can assure you, is a whole lot different, because this one is in fact the Hera I could say for sure that you might want to be careful with how often you pull the trigger, because as you just noticed, some of them were just duds. They barely even made it to 5 feet ahead of me. So, yeah. I suggest you let the motor rev up as long as possible, then well, yeah, that's the Rivals Hera in general. But yet, there's still plenty more I want to talk about, including the adaptation of Invisibullets. So, my shoulder's a bit ached up. Well, anyways, the Hera in general, it's got some pretty good function to it, other than the fact that, well, it's one of the only motorized blasters out there. And I have actually talked a little bit about some others out there, including the Morpheus, which is a much more recent example of motorized Rivals technology. But of course, the clip release on this one is something that I feel like I should disclose right away. Just look at that switch. Just press that little piece of plastic in with your finger, or even pull it back, and out comes the clip. It's a little bit easier actually than some of the others, because, well, you could probably get some more leverage on that one with your thumb or whatnot. That easy. Of course, the jam door is also something that I probably wouldn't recommend anyone to use, because the fact that, well, this tab that's used to open it up, it has to be touched on specific ways, otherwise it won't work properly. Probably because the spring that pushes it is a little too strong, so that's probably a good reason to have it closed instead of open. But sometimes there can be a problem, especially when it comes to taking out a magazine with HIR rounds in it, and then of course sometimes there's the unexplained phenomenon of an HIR round appearing in the chamber by accident, and you can't really jerk the blaster up and down to try and shake it out just so it can fall through here. You have to fire it out through here, but the fact is you need to have a magazine to be able to do that. And another problem that comes from that is the fact that, well, the chamber doesn't really hold in 2 rounds at once. It can only hold in 1. And it's also because of this, well, I guess windmill sort of shape thing that pushes the rounds into the flywheels here. And as you can see, it tends to be a little complicated, but overall, an okay usage, but it's got some flaws in it. Perhaps a 6.1 out of 10 for this one here. I could tell you for sure that the Apollo and Helios were a lot better in their class, because despite some of them having some of the same shells and some of the same appearances to them, the Hera does have some interesting differences with them. It's got a much more bulkier front end to it, with a barrel that's more pronounced, and of course the mag release is a bit more, I guess, able for you to quick swap it. Of course, this one actually takes C batteries. So yeah, some of these guys are not alone. The Hera is yet another example of C battery usage instead of D, or in any other case, double or triple A. Which, if you talked about the glow shot, I noticed that there were 2 AAA batteries inside of the grip. And this one in particular holds C batteries in the back end of it, which explains why the stock is pretty large in size. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it that I got to talk about the Hera in general. But there's still a lot that I will have to talk about some other time. But if you want to see more, go down on my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.